We're live. Excellent. All righty. Hey, everybody. And indeed, hey, everybody, there's quite a few of you here. Good to see. Thank you very much. I hope you're well. Now, those of you who are already here, I'm sure are aware that I'm Rob the Builder. But for those who are not aware of this already, I'm Rob the Builder. And can we build it? Yes, we can. Well, not always. We'll leave that discussion there. So we'll start off with, hey, Brian, hey, David, hey, Bassman, and anybody else who's already on. Now, God, I need to shave. God, look like a hobo. Look like a bloody hippie, man. Look at the length of that. I digress. Anyway, today we are, oh my God, I had a mouthful of coffee earlier. I'm almost halfway through. Oh my God, I'm running out of coffee. Anyway, we're getting on with the P-51Ds, the bottom line here. Now, I did have a thought that thought of something that I will show you in due course. It's all part and parcel of what we're doing. So at the end of the day, let's get going, shall we? Now, oh, hey, Ronald, how are you doing, man? Now. Oh, I forgot to get my bowl of water. That matters less. Although my preferred bowl I used to prepare by the way, still not going without my coffee. Oh yeah. I made a salted cod au gratin. No, mate, I didn't catch any fish. My mate caught one. Now we're less bothered by that because we only went fishing where we went yesterday as much as anything else. Got some new paints, by the way, just to make sure I didn't run out of certain colours. Anyway, getting back to the point. We only went where we went yesterday. We've never really had luck, in truth. It was as much as anything a case of just getting the fuck out and dropping a line. And I needed to do that. I needed to get out. I really did. We're hoping that, depending on a few things, at the moment I still can't actually get a shoe on my right foot. Anyway, these are the paints I got yesterday to make sure I didn't run out of. Chassis black, jet black, and olive drab. I still can't actually get a shoe on my right foot at the moment. So that's what limits our options from the viewpoint of where we would prefer to go. Can involve now something I do wish to check before we go any further. This is the thing that occurred to me has occurred to me, and it's this, gentlemen. Let's see how well this. Do I need to do any filing to get this to go into there, which is where it's supposed to go? I would put forth. And how does that actually sit in there? Because what that will then affect. Oh, yes, it's quite nicely, I must say. Right. This now shows me. Oh, look at that, guys. That's good. A little bit of filing wouldn't hurt just to get that right in nice and snug. What I'm trying to find out here is exactly how much space I do have to put is it in here or is it in the blue box? It's in here. This in. Now, what it might come down to, I'll give you a zoom in as to what I'm on about in a minute. I might want to use this to check out for myself. I normally use this little widget. Is that the correct term? Widget. I don't know if widget is the correct term. It'll do. Where is I'm looking for some of my photo etch stuff. It's not where I thought it was. This is annoying. I'm looking for my pencil. You might have seen that I have a. Hello. Ha ha. I see you. Now, what this is going to enable me to do, mate, just being outdoors is what it's all about in some ways. Look, when I first came out of surgery, I started. It was actually really annoying because it's how do I go out? I can't drive. I live by myself. If people come around, unfortunately, some people did, and Other times I had to catch taxis, but I was going bloody stir crazy, mate. Now, this. Now we need to factor in the chair. This is the issue. I'll give you a zoom in, guys, so you can see what I'm on about. Now, and right now, give me a moment. This is. I need to get the. This is what we've basically got to go with. You good with that? All right. Now, bear in mind, the chair, I believe, will go out quite wide here. So we need to be aware of that so that this, if you put it in, doesn't get in the way. Now, what I am considering, let's have a look at this. We'll get on to the final decaling in due course. Is you can be a bit rough with that. That's nothing glued. Fantastic. It's not dressed in plastic, but it is, or wrapped in plastic, but it is indeed plastic. Now, chair. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that actually goes quite a way out. And indeed, come here, you. That will go to about there. Now, we're going to be a bit rough with this. This is more about assessing the width of our chair. Now, so we don't have much margin of error. We'll use that mid-amp. Zoom in. Now, as you can see, the chair's almost as wide. It'll go in, that's not a problem. But ultimately, so what I then need to consider, I'll glue that like that when the time comes. Maybe a little further. There is where it should go. So if I draw my line as being pretty much, sorry guys, where that little depression that the yoke goes into as being the point where I can consider putting other stuff in. So what we're going to do is now, I'm going to bring you back a bit. Now, knowing that, popping that out of the way for a moment, and returning this to where it's supposed to go. I love the fact that I've got a really clearly oh, that's nice, guys. That really is. They've done well. All right. Okay. So it would need necessarily, and then further to which, okay. So what we have, get this out of the way for a moment, guys, and that out the way, and focus. Right. Now, based on that, I could possibly put it there. I'd need to trim it down, maybe. The question would then be, because the other side of this equation comes with the dashboard. Now, to that end, let us zoom out again. Oh, hey, Manuel, how are you doing? If you would like to send me yeah, I'll build a kit, mate. What's it of? Now, is it a kit that you haven't built, or would like? I'm sure, or having a few would like to see me build. I don't know. Up to you. I'm always open to suggestion. Now, this holds our whatchamacallit dashboard, and I'll need to zoom in for this so as you can understand what my other, well, I don't know if concerns is the right word, but things to consider are, this will need to sit about come here, you. I ask you people. It will sit, I know. I've actually put it to the test on the other side. About there. Come here. I ask you peeps. Where's the love, eh? When it starts doing this sort of knees bent advancing behaviour. I'll have to give you my address, obviously. There is where it will sit. Right. Can I get... Oh, I'll get tweezers to show you. Be easier. Be damned, I tells you. Okay. That will need to sit about there. So, and the dash will in fact come down. How much lower? Quite a bit lower than that in turn. So that will come down about... Now you see, these are the things. I'm not entirely convinced I'm going to be able to fit that dashboard side piece in. I mean, at least I've got the decaling. There's a lot of crowding stuff in. If I do put it in, I'll need to trim it down, and that's fine. I'm comfortable with that little notion. Notion in the ocean. Do I? Oh. Alrighty, that'd be cool. I'll get onto it. So the fat's going to go to there. Right. So that'll go to roughly there, say. What I'm looking at, and give me one last check on this floor position. So let's just be a bit rough here. That doesn't have to be exact. Well, it does actually. Let's not be shy. All right, so if I've got that coming down there, chair goes to there. It'll be a bit easier to assess, I would suggest, with the dashboard in position. And then I would be able to assess as to whether I can consider that. And yeah, okay. But looking at that, I'll give you a zoom in. I'm okay, because here's the situation. Okay, we got that. We got, here's the, this is going to get a little blurry, but you'll see what I'm on about. Okay, so there's that. This goes about there. And the dash will come down to about there. The chair, in the meantime, comes out to about there. So as you can see, there's not going to be much space. And I would prefer, and the only way I'm going to get a really good, clear identification on that would be with the dash in position, because that'll tell me how much space I have that way, which may be not much. So we'll see if we can actually get that part in at all, but it's an option we can consider. But it dawned on me, zooming out, that is a potential, if I just glue it in, and then find out after the fact that, well, this is actually going to clash with the chair and other stuff, and that's not a good outcome. So I figured I'd cut to the chase a bit there, if you follow me. Ooh, follow me. Very good, sir. Very good. Getting a bit Python-esque again. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more, say no more. Now, with this, or with all of that identified, you know, I can actually glue this together. There's nothing I actually need to do on it. So I may as well. Do I want to wait until I've... No, not really. All right. Now, actually, what I should do first. Here we go. Last little bits of... now, give me a moment. I want to make sure I've got lots of little pieces that I do not wish to lose. I'd still like to use parts of that. I might need to trim it down. And see what we can do. All right. Now, so it's also occurred to me. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Thanks for swinging past. All right. Now, whilst, as I'm sure you can imagine, filing is not my favourite pastime after the enduro sessions I had to go through with the armour hobby. All I want to do here is just clear out this a little bit, just make it a little bit nicer. It wasn't quite as nice as it might have been. It was pretty nice, give it that. I was well impressed with how sweetly it fit together. We'll just tidy that up a bit. There's a bit of paint there that doesn't need to be. Just a little bit of a tidy up, that's all. Feeling okay about doing that, you know. Let's just make sure that that all fits very sweetly. Ultimately, that is what we want. So if that just goes into there, come here. Maybe I should put it on down, hey? And there we are. Now what I want to get is that's almost flush. Now what I can do, just for my own edification again, with that in position, let's see, and bearing in mind I haven't done any filing on this. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's not bad at all, is it? Pretty happy with that. All right. It's a little open there. So, but the bottom line here is that all fits together quite nicely. Yeah, good. Okay. Well, is actually, you know what, guys? I just looked at that a bit more closely. I think that gap there, the little line, may be there for a reason. It looks very. I'll just give you a zoom in as to what I'm on about. Yep. That looks possibly like it's meant to be a guiding thing for when you have the canopy back, perhaps. That would be my suggestion. So we'll see about that. All right. But, so that will go together quite nicely. Jolly good. That's always good to know. So I don't need to be too... Oh, look at that. It actually seems reluctant to come apart is how nicely that fits. I must say, well done to those chappies. Oh, who made this again? Hasegawa. Well done to them, I say. Jolly good. Now, that is a really nice snug fit. Very impressed with that. Now, next, I was going to glue some stuff in, wasn't I? This we will now do. Now, something I also need to consider. It's in here. Give me a moment. Where we start this? Come here, yeah. Yoke. Now, this that way. Oh, look at that. That's nice too, I reckon. Not quite. It's a different. This is obviously from the other kit, so maybe it's not going to be quite as nice to us. We'll see. Oh, we'll see. Come here, you. Not quite. Now, what I think the issue here is, and it's a pretty easy one to fix. Oops, it is. That the little stud that would go into the hole there is possibly a little wider. It seems to be the issue. And this is where this little device comes into its own. Now, so into there a bit. Come on. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. There we go. Now, see if it goes. Oh, that's better. Now, let's see how we go this time. Yep, that'll work. And that looks good. There's one thing I'm a little curious about. Now, give me a moment. There's actually 2 holes in that bottom area on this. I don't know what the deal is with that. As far as I see, said the blind man. All right, I'll show you what the difference here is. It doesn't, and the difference is it doesn't matter because I'm doing something different anyway. There's 2 holes there, one of which is supposed to be in the, if you use just the Hasegawa stuff, which I'm not doing, to put the dash in. That's not what I'm doing. I'm wondering if it's worth, but nah, I was going to say I could always do a little bit of crystal clear there and then repaint. Possibly getting a little precious if I do that. I don't think anyone's going to notice. So I'll just take a chill pill on that front. Now, with that all assessed, good people. Alrighty, let's get the chair in and the yoke in, and then we have some decaling to do. Being, let's just get our page. Boom, these ones, of which there's quite a spectacular amount. Now, I will also need to consider that we have a slightly, okay, here we go. Here's something I'll point out to you that makes this not, well, when we get to the decaling, which is our next step, zoom in. Okay, these are the decals we're putting in. One of the differences, however, okay, we've got a thing there where the, be that as it may. On the P-51B, there's our sort of curved edge back of the canopy. Whereas, of course, on the P-51D, we have this. So we're going to have to do a bit of thinking about as to how to adapt. Now, there's not that, it ain't that hard. It really ain't. Okay, I'm just looking, what I'm looking at is here they've drawn very clear bar lines. I'm trying to look for corresponding point. We probably need to be there, I reckon. Yeah, that'll work. Alrighty, now. And that would need to go. All right, done. I have a cunning plan. No, I don't. I'm lying. Now, just before I get the glue, what I'll do, I'll quickly zoom you out a bit further, just because it behooves me. Here's a question. I've always pronounced it behooves. Other people say behooves. Other people don't even know what the fuck I'm on about. But at the end of the day, if you're familiar with the term, because I've always taken it as behooves in terms of if it ill behooves or would behoove well. The hoofs are, of course, or hooves are what an animal would travel on. If you are well behooved, you are able to travel well. That's how I've always taken it. Other people would disagree, and that's why they say behooves. Now, I'm unsure as to which is necessarily correct. Alrighty, now that's just that little bit I wanted to do just to help the flow. I did it on the other side. I may as well do it this side. Now, Here's something to consider, that vent. I want to have a quick look at, and while I'm here, if I'm doing all this sort of, let's see where there's any little rough bits that need to be filed down. There's a little bit here, bit there. I would suggest there's probably a little bit there. There's a few little spots. You might as well while I'm here. And before I start getting onto the getting stuff in sort of position, it's probably the best time to do it. Excuse me a moment. Alrighty, now, ooh, slight twinge in the back there. That's most unsporting. Tell you one thing I did learn or did enjoy yesterday, going out fishing. I'm almost walking, guys. Seriously. I've managed to walk around the house without a stick quite a lot at the moment. I'm pretty happy about that. And I was able to motor around and up hills. Well, not hill, but a small rise that was uneven and everything. Woohoo. And it sounds so trivial, but at this stage of proceedings, guys, it's a big fucking thing. And I felt a lot better about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to get active again. Now, finally, a little bit there. Just clean it up. I must say, a few people have suggested that the decals might be a bit etchy sketch. Although, on the Hasegawa kit, I have dealt with the decals were fine. But I must say that the ability of the pressing is very nice from the viewpoint of it doesn't have too much shit on it at any position, which is always a good thing. There's not much extraneous sprue once you trim, and it's a nice kit actually. Very, yeah. Now that was something I was going to check. Give me a moment. It's to do with this little chappy here. Because, good people, now, when do they get us to address that? Do they get us to address that? Yes, they do. Now, right. This answers our question too about that little slidey thing. Interesting. They actually give us two different canopy types, early or late. Interesting. Just there. Don't know if you can see, it's a bit blurry for you. Sorry, guys. Cartwheels down the road. Yeah, no. Although, in a week or so, I might be back to swimming, and I'll be fucking happy about that, I tell you. I've already started doing some very minor, well, not minor, they're actually really important forms in Chinese martial arts. There's a thing called the Siu Lam Dao, which literally translates as the way of small thought. And to my mind, it's a very appropriate, it could even be the reason it's named that is because it's a very simple form. So it requires little thought. But in there are all the moves you need to be able to survive and the basics of all the most complex moves. So it is worth giving it some small thought as a foundation to your arts. And they're static move forms, and they're really, really good, actually. Good for your core and all that sort of cape. And I've been doing some of them, and because I know a couple of different ones, and they're great. And I'm feeling better for that on its own. But I'm looking forward to doing moving forms. So yeah, okay. Now let's have a look at what they've got at the front there. G3, they say. Let's have a look at G3 just before I get on to. That's 5. Give me a moment, guys. Is that it? There, right. This is their thing. Now, what I reckon, because I have a bit of a vent thing I can put in there from the P-51B, I reckon. Question is how to go about it. I would probably need to. I have a cunning plan. When I come to put that in, because that will go ultimately, you can see the spruce getting in the way about there. Now what I'm going to do is try and flesh that out a bit forward with something, maybe in there more, because there I will put, give me a moment, I might just get these out while I'm here. See if I can find. I think it's in here. No, it is not in here, perhaps. Yes, it is. I'll need to be a little careful that I don't drop it. Ultimately, it is the. Come here, hang on. Why don't I use the obvious option here? I think I caught that. The thing I'm looking for is in here, or it was. It came off my sticky thing, did it? Well, it did. Did I manage to catch it? I did. Well done, Rob. Go you. Now, let's see if I can get. There we are. This is what I want to put in. See if I can give you the front of, that's from the P-51B. Now what I'll need to calculate, let's zoom out, is come here. Yeah, I'm going to be very careful here, and I want to put that back in. I knocked it off, that's okay, I can see it. Now, let us just do some quantifying while I'm here. Right, so as a piece, what I'm, as to how I'll go about this is another story, but that I'd want to sit, probably I'd need to come from this side, I reckon. So I would, I'm not doing it now, I'm just quantifying. Come in there would be the trick. But, or put something, maybe put, either way, I want to see if I can get that vent covering there because it'll look better. That's the bottom line. Now, the question will be how to go about that. And I reckon I've worked it out. It'll be a separate little project on its own. But we will get on to that, we shall. We'll say happy birthday on my behalf, mate. Oh, hey, James, how you doing? How old is she? Is she at an age where her birthdays are a thing, or is she at an age where, yes, just another day. Now we've got that one assessed. This is where we're going to be decaling. Let's get some gluing done, peeps. Now that I've done all this measuring and stuff, get that out of the way because we're not going to be needing that. Not right now anyway. Oh, hey George, how you doing? 34. Yeah, okay. At that age, it's less of a thing, of course. When you get to my age, 57, you're sort of not really that excited by them anymore. You've seen more than half of them, and yeah. Now, we shall apply that, or use that to apply, and maybe an easier one. Excuse me while I have a bit. Here we go. We'll do it this way. Oh, you catch you later, Ronald. Thanks for swinging past. Now, we shall. I'm only really using this particular dispenser as an easier way of doing this. There we go, a bit more perhaps. Then into there. A bit more just for it because it floats my boat. Can't quite see. Yeah, there we are. There we're nice. And pop that to there. Put the lid back on. Dealy. Now, next. Oh, where'd it go? Stay cool. I found it. Yay. And yeah, and she goes. Nice. Actually, I should have done the chair first. Never mind, I'll just have to work with that. Now, next. If I knock that out, that's okay. I can put it back in. A bit clumsy of me not to think of that. Never mind. Okay, next. We shall glue. And we shall get our glue running. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Now, is the glue going to be a running? It's not going to head out on the highway. I guess the line would be, get the glue running. Ba-da, ba-da, put it on your model. Sorry, that's terrible. Not coming out cooperative, that one. Let's see if the next one will play the game. If not, it's lighter time. God, this one's feeling very stubborn. No, there we go. Maybe this one might yet cooperate though. Let's see how we rock and or roll. Come on. Come on. Oh. All right, lighter time. There we go, hopefully. Come on. Really? Here we go. Now, we'll go little spot there. Come on. I'm still being a bit reticent. Come on. Come on now. You're being a pain in my ass. Hang on, one more time. That should get the problem fixed, hopefully. There we are. One up. There we go. As I feared, I have indeed nailed the yoke. We'll get that out. Come here, you. Get the chair in. Come on. No, that's not where it needs to be. That's almost right. I think I'm going to need to apply a bit more glue. Yeah, I am. Or am I? Okay. Now, actually, that looks about right. All right. So now I just have to put the bloody yoke back in, which is a bit annoying, but hey, what you going to do? And it's actually going to go now where I wanted it to go. Well, that can still happen. Oh, well, I need to let that dry though. All right, I'll let that dry a bit first. Oh, stop that knees bent advancing behavior. All right, let's get some decaling done. It can, that yoke can still go where I wanted it to go in the first place, so that'll work. Now, the decals we're going to be putting in. These ones, I believe. Yep. Alrighty. That's something I might be well served to do, and in fact am going to do. Now, first, 1, 2, 3. Need those for decaling. Get these out of the way for the time being. Get this out over to here to dry. Well, I'll get the glue to dry on the chair. We're going to be using that as our target. Now, the scalpel. Scalpel. Aha. Now, what I'm going to do, it's just these ones here that we require, so I can just go very easily. 1 and 2. That's going to cut out a whole stack of stuff I don't need. Now that's a dash. Those two, in fact, are dashboard decals. I don't need them. So I can cut them out straight away. And I shall. Once I get a bit of better, there we go. So about there. We shall go up here. And across there. Get that out the way. Now, all right. Those out of the way. Now, for a couple of final little bits. And we shall go and get maybe a bit of this. Yes, nice and tacky, good. And maybe just pop that at that sort of an angle. Yeah, that's good. That'll be make it nice and easy to do our thing. Pop those over to there. All right. Now, mouthful of coffee. Go grab some water, and then we'll get down to business. And the other thing I'm going to require, boom. And we're looking at a total of 8 decals, which, in my experience, will take some little while, which is fine. It's just the way it happens. Now, let me see. We get, and I love my bloody walking stick over there. Okay, let's see how we go. Oh, that's not too bad. While I'm here, I'm going to open up the kitchen blinds, let some natural light in, heaven forfend. Sun's just coming up, apparently. Now, warm. Yeah, that's good. That'll do us. All righty. Now, good people. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Yeah, my knee's still pretty tight because it's not quite traveling or getting the support it needs from the hip still. So the knee gets a bit tight, but that's okay. All righty. Pop that to there. Might just move that across here a bit. Get my... I'll tell you something that I'm glad I found. It's not an electric blanket. It's like they call it an electric throw. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. And I got myself one at my last place because I worked out that the only person I actually need to keep warm is me. And I just get under one of these things. I can be snug as a bug. When it gets a bit chilly, I can throw on the aircon. But of course, when I'm doing this, I can't. Problem solved. Okay, we're going to start with K8, which I think I can see from here. And they say I'm just a pretty face. No, they don't. Cuts. Anyway. And the other one that goes next to that is K13. So we got that one. K13 is that one. We might want to consider working our way down to that one, I would say. All right, let's start with our K8, being that one. We've just got a bit around it that we can cut out. So I shall, just to make it easier. Now, and there we go. Now, tweezers. And we'll grab it just, come on, there. And oops, might raise you up a bit. Yeah, and soak. Let's soak. You guys wouldn't, I doubt you guys would know that song. I might be wrong. Have you guys ever heard of an Australian band called Mental as Anything? I'm guessing the answer is I don't know about that. I mean, I'm trying to think if they had a song that I know that was popular internationally, but I can't think of one. They were quite popular in Australia. Anyway, they had some quite quirky little songs. Actually, the one person, I think he was from Mentals, Reg Mombassa, put out a clothing range called Mambo. Not moving yet. No. Anyway, and the Let's Soak is actually, again, a paraphrasing, but they did this song called Let's Eat. And it was something like, there were 4 main lyrics. And it was something to the effect of, let's cook. Let's cook. Let's eat. Let's eat. Let's growl. Let's growl. Let's work. And yeah, that was pretty much, it's moving. Now, the lyrical contents, but in this instance, with reference to our decals, let's soak. So yeah, alrighty. Now, this one will go about there. Dealy, about there. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just a little nudge there. Oops. Smooth that out. Touch there. Yeah, there's one. Boom. That easy. Next, we will go for, well, actually, let's see what's most accessible on the sheet. Might be the GA. So we'll go for a bit of 18. Where does that go to? What about 12 then? 12, jolly good. That will go about there. Is that 12? Give me a moment. Hang on. 9. 9 is our next one. And it's a tiny one, but that's fine. Then we have, anyway, we'll worry about them later. But first, scalpel. And we'll go there, there, and finally there, and out you come. Oops, it days. Now, you saw come here. You come here. Boom. And soak. Now, we're not going to get the fuselage together today. That's pretty much a given, and the part of that's because I'm going to want all of this to settle. But we'll certainly get that happening tomorrow. And what I'd also like to do tomorrow is get stuck into the detailing of the wheel well. Wells, plural. So, yeah. All right. Let's see if it's moving. No, which I didn't really expect it to be, but that's fine. Now, not yet. Hang on. I'll give it a bit more of a sight. Need to be very aware of it. Reckon we're going to be good now, though. Yep. Alrighty, and this one will go. Oh, hey, Market Botra. Oh, bonsoir. Mon français, c'est ne bon. I'm not trying to say it. Not. I do not speak good French. Ne c'est bon pas. That's what I needed to add to that bit there. Je parle un peu, yeah? Oui? I know a bit. I try. I've picked up a bit of French. Excuse me a moment while I just get my goggles. Partly because there are certain French phrases that appear in English, but also, I nailed that pretty well, actually. Just want to give that a little touch there. There we go. And of course, there is a lot of French in English. And I'm studying Latin as well. So that sort of helps as well. And German, as it happens. So that sort of helps understanding a lot of the French phrases. Alors, mon français. I hope you're well, by the way. Now, let's see if I can. How do I say that? I hope. I don't know what I hope is. J'ai. Now you are well. Nah. Never mind. At least I've tried. I can console myself with that knowledge. Now, what's the next most easily achieved decal? We'll go for a bit of hello. Okay. Happily, we don't need to worry about that one or that one. Okay, how about... Aha! That's that one. Done that. So next, maybe... Where is 11? Sorry, guys, I'm just... Aha! Found one. All right. It's playing hide and seek, I tell you. So, maquettement votre. Is your name William or Guillaume? For my middle name is William, as it happens. Well, I do like to try. I actually really enjoy languages, you know. I think they're very cool. As far as understanding other languages outside of the one that I actually do speak. And that's why I've started studying. I figure Latin's a good go because so many other languages are built on it, you know. And indeed, both French, Italian, and Spanish are defined as Romance languages, which is not to say how romantic, but as languages of Roman descent. And that's why Latin's a really good option. I was actually at a restaurant the other day, and we were given some... it's really nice. It was absolutely lush. And actually, I'd be interested to see if the French make something similar. In Italian, it was called William. Right, you are then. Yeah, it was in Italian. It was called Panaforte. Strong bread, and it certainly was pretty heavy. It was a sweet. But God, it was yummy, I tell you. Like fig and all sorts of. But yeah, anyway, broken down, and I'm pretty sure there's similar. Certainly, forte, I think, is something similar in French for strong. I'm unsure what your word for bread is. In Italy or in Italian, it's pane. So yeah. So I found that kind of cool, and that's something I just enjoy. I was looking at words in other languages and go, "Oh, that means." I think it's cool. Now, and once you start learning a few languages, you can even start seeing languages you don't understand. You can start seeing how those words, if it's a related language in terms of European and stuff like that, you can start to see how other words appear in other languages. Like I was going past a place that in English, over here, of course, there's in many countries like Australia, there's different national communities, and they have their own little gathering spots, and as you would. One of them over here is the Latvians, and we're moving yet. Yeah, we're moving. Let's get this one out. And as I was driving past it, I think it might have been Latvi was their thing, but Val. So Val, take the V away, put H, put an L on the end, Hall. It was all there to be seen, man. I thought it was pretty cool. Now, next, we shall come on. No more of that angle, thank you. In you go. Don't give me this knees bent advancing behavior. Now I just need to straighten that. We'll go from this angle first. Come here, you. Come on. I ask you. What are you doing to me? You know you want to. Don't give me that. I ask you. Come on. Come on. This one. No. Why are you little? Come on, you know you want to go into position. There we are. Now I might just get a bit of cotton wool butt onto that. It's coming together. It's starting to look quite nice. As a range of improvements on our what was there. Right, next we shall. What's our next one? K12, which would go there. Jolly good. And it's conveniently right there. All right, scalpel. This one's a bit tricksy to see. There we are. If I make sure that I go absolutely straight across there, I should be fine. There we go. Get them out of the way for a moment. Now here's a question I can ask myself. Just going to check something here for a moment, guys. Mm, 14, 15, yeah. Oops, a daisy. So we've got our 12, 14, 15, 17. Then the other one we might require is there. Boom, we're winning. Okay, we don't need these. So, next. Well, actually, I'll do 16 now, which is just that one. Let me get that out. Getting down to brass tacks now, guys. Hey, cutie guy, how you doing? Now, it's all coming together. Yeah. Now this one is going to go about there. Yeah. This not being the original kit that these decals came with, I'm sort of having to do a bit of approximations and calculations, but it is going to look quite nice when it's done. And so, and then once these are on, I'll get that, well, the aim will be to get the yoke back into position, to get the breathing apparatus onto here, and then our next step ultimately would be to get the there's a couple of other things that need to happen before we get the fuselage together, but it's pretty fucking close now. It's just a question of painting the exhausts. Might want to paint the I'll find out when the rear wheel goes in, because that might be a thing. Not moving yet, are we? Excuse me, guys. No. And so. I'm good. I'm always good. Yeah. There we go. Now. It's all coming along, I tells you. Yeah. So we'll go just a touch there. Ding. And then about there. That angle. Boom. Faint little touch there. Boom. That one, actually, no, you can see it quite clearly from here. It's all going to be it's one of those cumulative things, really, isn't it? It'll slowly but surely add. So next we shall go. Now, oh yeah, no, we're good. Okay. 13 and 12 go pretty much right next to each other, so yeah, okay. I see. All right, now 12 is our next one. Bing, give me a moment. It's another one that really need, was a bit of a, you need to get the light right just to see the bloody decal. Now, this one will go, that's there, probably there. All right, let's do this. Now, what I would be well advised to do is make sure I don't get the backing. With the fuck's sake, with the tweezers. There we go. And soak. Dear oh dear, that took a bit of fiddling, but we got it right. Now, this one's going to go there. There's going to be another one next to it. And then there's only 3 more left. Wow. That's a bit good. Now, I want to get this decaling done today, and that'll happen. And like I said, I would like to get a couple of other bits glued in, and then we are winning, I tell you. Actually, I have a cunning plan before we even glue. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. depending on certain factors. Give me a moment. I will explain in due course. Now we're moving. It's the next salient point. I might get the chunkier one for this. Soak. I think we're moving, are we? We're moving. All right, let's get this one into position. And we'll go about there. This one. Now. So we want that to all right, yep, that'll do it. Next, we go pretty much right next door to that. Wow. Ha! Alrighty. Alrighty, now number 13. I'll give you a zoom in once I've got them all done. Oh, wow. Cool. I can see the last 3. This is exciting stuff, I tell you kids. Makes me happy at least. Yeah. No. And soak. Yeah, I got to say, for using these decals, which are not from this kit, the cockpit wall is going to look a lot better, particularly once I get the gas mask in. Well, not whatever the thing's called. The breathing apparatus is the bottom line here. Now, soaking. But, and we might get the fact that would be the other thing to get done would be, aside from getting the yoke in position, get the breathing apparatus in. Maybe see about what was it? Deciding as to where, in fact, we can get a whole. Now we'll get on to actual more assembly as far as there's a couple of things we can do with assembly today, but a lot of the stuff needs to wait till tomorrow, but some of it can be done today. And I may as well just do those ones today. So yeah, you know, we're moving yet. We're moving. Yes, we are. Now, this one. there. Maybe a little touch more. There we go. And then I have to do that angle. And oops, the days. There we go. Give me a moment. Maybe just straighten that if I need. Yes, I do need. Come on. Not that way. That way, damn you. Hey, yo. Round. Not quite getting this one right yet now. Give me a moment. Come on. Come on. Oh, you bitch. That's not what I wanted you to do at all. Almost there. Come on. Down there. Now we're getting places. Come on. There we are. Yeah, that's starting to come together, I tells you. I'm going to give you a zoom in now just because you can see that we're almost there, and then I'm going to finish those last three for sure. Where we're at. Yep. You can start to see how we've got a bit more detail on the side there than what we would otherwise have. Now we've got 3 more decals to go down here, and then the gas mask to put in, or breathing apparatus to put in. Now, next we will go with 17. These are very tiny. Alrighty. And we'll go there, slice that out because we don't need that at all. And now, there, I can hardly see this bloody decal. Now, there it is. All right. There we are. Get that out. Now, these ones, now 17 goes directly underneath that one. Okay, and then 1, 2, okay. These are, again, as I said, pretty small ones. Let me just have a bit of a greasy gander at, yep, there. There and there, I would suggest. All right. Let's see if we're moving. Not yet. Delay. That does give a lot more detail, actually. Yeah, I'm glad I chose to do this. To do this. It's a small thing, but you know. All right. There's where it goes. Now, that's probably a bit much actually. Give me a moment. Thin that out a bit. And on she goes. And up it comes. There we are. All right. 2 more and we're done. At least on the decaling front. Then I'll give you that last zoom in, as I said. Now we're looking for, where did I put? Over here, no. No. Oh, Rob. This one's tossed to the side. Is this them? I hope not. Oh, no, I hope so. No. I've misplaced 2 really. Here they are. Found them. Jolly good. Now, I think, don't think it really matters which one we go first. Actually, 15 would probably be the easiest of those options, I would suggest. So we'll go there and then that one. Alrighty. So now I'm going to go and cut both those numbers off. Bing. And we're looking for this one. So bing. And slice that bit off. Bing. Don't know if you saw that just launch itself off as I went to just casually to remove that little bit of cardboard. It's gone bow off into the distance. I believe that's the technical terminology for such behavior. Bow. Now, come here, you. Oh, really? Now, first, I've got to should actually do anyway. Let's just make sure I haven't got don't get the backing. No, we're good. And soak. Now, get these 2 on. We can start doing a bit of gluing. Yes, we can. And what I think we'll go for is I'll get the yoke back in position because then the floor is done. What I wanted to find out is if we have to do the rear wheel before assembling the fuselage. That is a thing. There's a couple of other things we're going to need to consider as well. As far as what we're putting in. All will be revealed. There's another thing I want to consider. There's a bit of painting I want to do before we put stuff together. A bit of little detailing stuff. But this is an important step. What we're doing here is all important stuff on the way to getting shit done. Now, because what I'm looking at, there's a few things I'm looking at. I'm going to have the vent open here, so I'm going to want to paint that and get that suitably grimy. I've got a vent to put in here. And The exhausts go in before the fuselage does, so I need to get them done. All right, give me a moment. And then we need to consider a whole stack of shit as well. Once we got all them done, we can look at a few other things. Now this one goes, excuse me a moment. It's just there. Thin it out a bit. And now, hang on. Yes. Just across a bit. Down a bit. Up a bit. There we are. Beautiful. Not quite beautiful yet. Now, I think we're right. A little bit of mopping up, perhaps. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Last decal coming up. Giggity. That's a happy occasion, I tell you. And that one goes just there. And then I can give you a zoom in on with all the decals on. And that's a good outcome. I've only built one before, and that was an Airfix. Pretty cruisy build. This one thus far is coming along very nicely. As far as the way it all tidies up and holds and stuff, I gave it a bit of a test earlier. Yeah. Alrighty. And finally, tweezers. And soak. Yeehaw. Last one. Then we're going to have a bit of a look-see at the assembly instructions as to whether we need to get that rear wheel in. We definitely need to start painting those exhausts. We can do a bit of gluing, and then we'll have done rather well, I would suggest. Because, well, yeah. Decaling done, bit of gluing done. Yeah, I'm much happier with how that's looking. It will look better again in due course. Once we get, like I said, once we get the breathing stuff in and all of that sort of caper. All right, let's see if this decal's moving, shall we? Moving? No. Delay. Now, let's see. Shouldn't be too much longer. I'm a little impatient because it's the last decal. Are we moving? No. Or are we? No. Come on now. You know you want to. Oh, that definitely. That was the other thing, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember it now. Now, let's see how we go on this time. Boom. All right. Now. Yeah, as I feared, it's stuck in my brush. Hang on, I'll get it. No, it's still in the brush. Gotcha. Now it's upside down. This is bad, but we can fix. Come here, yeah? Come on. Now, there we go to there. And you come up now. Quite a long way, in fact. Come on. You know you're going to do it. Don't lie to me. Come on. Come on. Now I might be able to get the bigger one back out. And very cautiously nudge that up to there. There we go. All right, I'll give you a zoom in, guys. Now, with all our decals done, this side of there's that side of the cockpit. It's got a bit of bells and whistles and detail on it. Now, next, we'll have a look at what the assembly sheets show us. There's a few things I want to assess. As far as there's a bit of painting we're going to need to do too. Okay, so no, the propeller goes in after the fact. The now J4, they have that as a interior green going just there. Now, I'm inclined to disagree because that is going to be going there, which is the top of the vent here. And what I'm going to be doing is a different color to that. Ich habe gesprochen. Now, to that end, we do need to paint these, and let me just check something else. No, the rear wheel goes in last. So we can do the rear wheel at pretty much exactly the same time that we would, or while we're doing all the other wheel stuff, wheels and wheel well. Alrighty. That's that discovered. So what we'll do is, give me a moment. Bam. All right, now we're looking for, I would suggest in here, oily steel. Grey, glossy black. It's in here somewhere. It might be in the other one, I guess. Aha! Oily steel. All right. Oops. Now, what we're going to do with this is a few things. First, and we won't. Well, we might get a lot of this finished today. We'll see, or not finished, but some of what I want to work on here. Now, oh God, I'm almost out of oily steel. That's bad. I need this shit. I was at the bloody hobby shop yesterday. That's annoying. We got enough, at least for the time being. Now, first things first. We'll go. That one we need. We're going to need, not them, this one. And I would suggest, maybe, give me a moment. Looking, not finding yet. Oh, we need those. All right, so we want our exhausts, our vents, and where is J4? Rubbin. Give me a moment. There is a part that I require that I'm not spotting. Thus, I'm getting a bit frustrated. Give me a moment. No. Rubbin. Where is a, no, wouldn't be there. Okay, not there. Hello. I found him. Trying to play hide and seek with me, I ask you. All right. Now, next, on one of these, we'll go for a bit of a rough brush, being for the, now, I might want to get the correct, there's two sets of exhaust, so getting the correct one would probably be wise. We are looking for part 61, being 16 and 17, as opposed to it is 61 I seek, isn't it? Oh, that's the colour, Yuts. 23. Oh, there they are, right next to them. All right, here's our exhausts. So we're going to hit them with a bit of oily steel first. Then minute, or after we've gotten a few other bits painted, we'll hit it with a bit of tinny tin to give it a bit of a weathered look. And we'll do that pretty much across everything that we're going to hit with this colour. Now, as to whether I do it today, that would be preferable actually, and on the stream, because if I wait till I go off stream, there's a dangerous possibility I say, oh, and I'll get that done today, and I just won't. But if I'm doing it when it's on the stream, aha, you see the logic I'm applying here. Yes, kids. Now, so let's see how we go on that front, shall we? All right, that's the exhaust painted in the oily steel. Boom. Ah, yes. And into here. We'll actually go just here as well. And then, right there. Don't need these out. Now, a few little spots here. This needs to be given now. There are a couple of bits I want to put in that I need to put in, which is mostly to say there's a vent there that I've got lined up. We're putting that in. Along with this needs to go in as well for the fuselage to be assembled. So we need to get this all ready. There we go. Now there's that. Now number 3. Of those is now in this instance I want to come into here a bit. Because there we go. Bit more of this angle perhaps. Yeah. Get into there. There we are. That's better. Alrighty. Yes. Now, hang on a moment. They've got 2 of these. Okay. Which one do we use? 2 of these vent things, apparently. Okay, which one? Have I painted the right one, or do I need to paint that one? This we'll now find out. Our one is 2. The one we have painted is probably not 2. No, it is not. That would be right. This is our one, I believe. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do that. There we are. All right. And again on the sides as I did with the other one. There we are. Jolly good. Now, other areas that I would wish to cover with this colour are here, or are to be found here, more's the point. Here to be precise. We'll go all the way through there. Because that's where the vent goes. Here's another thing I wouldn't mind quickly checking. Okay, no, it's just, sorry, I'm just checking a small detail here that had me going, that doesn't look right, but yeah, it is okay. No worries. Alrighty. Alrighty. Ah, yes, and up there a bit just for good measure. All right. So that's that area covered. Soon to be weathered. Alrighty. Now, next, this side. Oops, sorry, I just popped the camera there, didn't I? Now, oh, thanks, George. Are the red tails the Tuskegee? I actually can show you the, but yeah, very quickly before you pop off, if you're still there, that's them. Hang on, zoom out. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Now, this side. So, go into there. Yeah, I'd say the propeller probably doesn't, although you never know, there might be ways and means. We'll see how we go. Although I'll be perfectly straight with you. The prop spinning on a kit doesn't bother me that much. Most people don't even pick them up. And indeed have no desire to pick up a made kit because they're concerned if they damage it. Good thing to keep them in their place, I tells you. Now, that's good. This is all very good. What's happening here? And now, have I done both sides of that? Yes, I have. Excellent. Right, that's that done. Next, clean brush. Now, next, let's get that yoke back in. And then there's a few things that we can do tomorrow. Actually, there's quite a lot of little tiny bits to get this right up to speed. And then the fuselage will probably go together Tuesday, I reckon, because we've got to do this area here. We've got to do lots of little things that will overall take time, but make it look so much better. Now, next, you, Kiami. There's two things I want to do, particularly. First, you, Kiami. Now, I reckon I can get that back exactly where I had it before with a bit of jiggery pokery and a bit of tweezer work. Tweezers. Now, what we'll do, once that's in, we will, there's something I'd also like. In fact, give me a brief moment here for just a tick. Now, all this has somewhat disrupted. There we are. That's a bit better. Our seat belts, but now they're rock solid. Now, there. Actually, I'll do as I did before. And then oh, hey Jeff, how you doing? You caught me at the latter stages of my stream. I've got a couple of things I'm going to glue into position. Then I'll be off. But we have had a very productive stream, happily. Got a lot of decaling done and some painting and made a few assessments we have. Rightio. Now with a little bit of luck, we'll get that back exactly where it needs to go. Grab these tweezers. Turn that way. Under there. In you go. Up you come. Don't lie to me. Oh, you bitch. Come here. Caught you. Nice try, I ask you. Maybe if I grab it up here then. No, I'm going to have to do it that way around, I think. There we are. Boom. So there's our cockpit floor ready to rock and roll once that dries. Now, the other thing I wanted to glue was ding 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 ding. Bow, bow. We're going to grab this, our dash, and our dash cover. Now, because if the actually I've got two ways I can go about this. I could glue that in straight away and then do the dash into that, or you can do the dash into that and then. Let's see, give me a moment. How easily will. It's a pretty nice fit still. All right. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to let all those decals dry and we're going to wind up the stream. And we've done well. I'm going to finish up all this stuff and probably might even get the fuselage together tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But first, might just zoom that out a bit. Let us get this into position. Now, come on. Glue's not quite running the way I want it to. Give me a moment. I don't want to have to try that lighter again. It's pissing me off. Come on. You know you want to. I ask you. Lighter. Lighter. Come on. There we are. There we are. Now, lid. And move that around to that angle. And oops, the days almost went backwards. In you go. Oops, the daisy. Oh, Rob, what are you doing, boy? This is how I did it last time and it worked fine. Never mind. Hang on. There we are. I think. Oh, you bitch. Let us get that onto the back. There we are. There we are. Yep, and we are good. I think. Not quite. There we are. Now we're there. All right. Finally. All righty. Well, that's going to be me done for the today. Now, I'll give you a zoom in on what we did. And then we're going to wind stuff up. Now, we made a bit of an assessment as to the viabilities of putting a small part in here. That may or may not happen. Big stuff we got done. I'll need to get a bit of paper to put behind. Give me a moment, guys. We got decaling done on this side. So you can see all our decals are now in position. We got painting, we got the oily steel done on all the bits that we need or will need for a bit of work tomorrow. Now, other stuff we did, yes, boys and girls. We now have our, in fact, I showed it not long ago, but what the hell? Complete floor. So, yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. Dash is now drying in position. I'm not going to give you a look at that. I want that to dry. And yeah, so we've got a fair bit done overall. I'm pretty happy with how the stream, or as far as being productive goes, how well that went today. Alrighty. Wow, I've been going for over 2 hours. Who would have thought? Alrighty. That is me done for today, as I said, though. Thanks for watching. I do genuinely appreciate it. I'll just move that around. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, mate. Yeah, you have a good day too. Thanks, mate. Okay, yeah, that's me done for today. Again, thank you for watching. First-time viewers, you know what I'm about to suggest here. Follow, like, or subscribe. It does fly, mate. Whee! If you'd like to track me down other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And what am I going to suggest, people? Follow, like, or subscribe. All righty. Now, tomorrow, we're doing more on this. Like I said, I want to get this up to the same stage where I can start doing the airbrushing with a house inspection. Now, let me see. Bonsoir. Merci. Am I a fan of working parts on a model? Depends on the kit, mate. I'm not that bothered. I'm more concerned about the look. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do some more on this. I want to get this. I think we probably won't start airbrushing for a few days, but once we start, we're going to have a lot of airbrushing. A lot. Anyway, on that note, all that's really left for me to say is that I will be back tomorrow. Same or at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch all you good people then. See yous.